Hey folks, we are back with Taylor Bradford of the Gloucester Daily Times. How you doing, Taylor?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Hanging in there.
Yeah.
All right, what's the latest?
All right. So, kids, if you don't know already, April vacation has been canceled. So they had a school committee meeting last night, and the school committee and Dr. Sapphire discussed and decided that it's best to kind of keep that momentum going for students that have been in the classroom and have been trying to adapt to online remote learning. So Monday we'll still have vacation for Patriots Day, but Tuesday through Friday will be school. So I know that they'll probably be sending out emails to parents and guardians about logistics and what that looks like and what the learning will be as they continue the concepts and ideas that these students have been learning prior to COVID-19 kind of pandemic situation. So I think that's the biggest, most pressing thing. But if you want to get timely, as of 12, actually, he launched at 11:50. I was online. James Pope, the IT director of the city, launched the new government website. So you can definitely check that out. It is very nice, very clean cut. There's a lot of new features. There's a live mapping that kind of shows you what's going on in the city in real time. And he's really pulled out all the stops. This is projected to come out, mid-March, but obviously with things kind of changing all online, he had to kind of direct his attention to things that were going on with COVID-19, the response there. But it seems as if the city's got a new website, a new look, and kind of that new threshold into the city, at least virtually. And so that's been some really exciting news. So definitely, if you haven't already and you have the access to it, check that website and kind of figure out and get comfortable with it. Because I know that, that's where all the online Zoom meetings will be for city council and school committee and, the subcommittees. So if you're interested in keeping up with that, definitely check that out and get yourself familiar so that when you do want to visit a meeting, you know where to look. So that's kind of that. And then the last thing is that actually the National Guard had a group of their guardsmen come into the city and go to Gloucester Healthcare and do some testing for both the residents of the area of Gloucester Healthcare and the staff. Is this new thing that was launched and provided people with the resources to get testing and get it quick, get the results fast. And so they came in earlier this week to be able to kind of do that testing and really try to alleviate the stress of those who work and live within Gloucester Healthcare. So those are the kind of three big things that happened this week. Things are continuing to unfold, but very exciting. There's actually a great shot if you want to kind of see what the National Guard did in real time on our website. Paul Bilodeau, our photographer, took some really incredible shots of both the residents and the National Guard who were going out and were going into the nursing home and providing those services to the residents. So
I bet that's very dramatic. It's always dramatic when the National Guard shows up, right?
Yeah, there's a great shot of a woman looking at her window with a American flag, Cape Ann Strong, cheering on the National Guard. So really kind of gets at kind of the emotions of the community and their excitement when people are here to help. So
that's great. We need to talk to him again. Tell him that.
Well,
Yeah. And we want to mention, so the city's website for Gloucester is gloucester-ma.gov. And the other interesting note, too, about school vacation is that Rockport, what are they doing, Heather? Rockport is having school or not having school?
School vacation. They're having school vacation. So they opted to do that. So, yeah. And was there any pushback from the teachers at all in Gloucester about canceling school vacation?
For Gloucester, for the GTA, or the Gloucester Teachers Association, the Teachers Union, did put out a survey. They stated at the school committee yesterday, and they explained that about 85% to 15% of teachers said that they were in favor of keeping school and kind of continuing that learning. I know that there was one dissenting voice within the conversation, Voss, kind of talking about, he doesn't have any, concrete evidence that school is going to resume. And so his question was, he would rather have 4 full 6-hour days in person, in June rather than, 4 3-hour days on Zoom that coming week. And so kind of having that conversation of, we want to provide quality learning and what that looks like. But yeah, definitely trying to figure that out. But as if I know people seem to be pretty on board. They spoke of emails that came through and really wanted to teach. Parents were saying that they really wanted to their students to keep learning and keep that momentum going. I think that's what people's priorities are right now. So.
Gotcha. And so what you're working on now?
Yeah, so kind of looking at, I had a couple different meetings that I've been attending throughout the week. City Council, kind of had a discussion about permits and especially getting those special permits. The big discussion in the city is what issues and what discussion points do we address, right? Do we address things that are just related to COVID-19 and keeping our city running, kind of just that foundation, or can we resume some of these projects that we've been looking at? And so kind of looking at what their decision about the process of granting special permits and, is it even safe because you have to do a site visit, you have to have a public hearing, and are those things effective online? And so they had a meeting on Tuesday where they kind of discussed that and kind of decided, City Councilor President Steve LeBlanc decided, we're going to hold off until the state of emergency. There's a new bill that was passed that kind of explained a little bit of, giving that relief so that they can do that they can kind of put off or continue the public hearings until after the state of emergency has been lifted. So looking at that and seeing, what else is going on in the city, the East Gloucester building project is still going on. They have a meeting tonight where they're going to be discussing more about the design and, now looking at the budget and saying, okay, the next steps as they kind of look at November's vote. So those are a few things that are in the mix as we kind of wind down the week. But I'm sure there are things that will pop up along the way. So.
Well, thank you as ever, Taylor Bradford, for talking to us, keeping us clear on what's happening on Cape Ann.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, great work once again. Stay safe. We'll catch up soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.